Good morning, welcome to Breakfast with Naga Munchetty and Charlie State.
Our headlines today. Good morning. It is Thursday, the 5th of November. Our top story is the result of the US election remains in the balance as votes continue to be counted in key battleground states.
Joe Biden is inching closer to victory after claiming Michigan overnight, with a report suggesting he will take more key states today. But the Trump campaign is taking legal action in several areas, calling for counts to be stopped, as our North America correspondent Ben Wright reports.
We're going to talk to a former right-hand man of President Trump, Anthony Scaramucci. Now, he served as his Director of Communications. We'll talk to him in about 10 minutes.
A new 4-week lockdown has begun in England, with people told to stay at home and non-essential shops, pubs and gyms ordered to close.
There are strict new rules on mixing with other households too, and the police are warning that there will be tough action taken against anyone who breaks the rules. Anna O'Neill has more. Scientists are calling for a shake-up of the penguin kingdom after concluding that there are more varieties than previously thought. So if there are 4 species, what's the difference between all of them?
I guess that's what they're trying to find out.
Well, no, they'd obviously know if there are 4. They've said there are 4.
I mean, do you know, I don't know what you've learnt over the years. It's not a specialist subject of mine, penguins. I'm not.
Oh, is it not?
I mean, well, we'll put the penguin. Can we put the penguin department on it? Can we do that now?
Yeah.
We've got a yes. We've got a yes from the team.
Yeah.
So they're on it now.
Brilliant.
Next time there'll be more answers.
It's like because there are flamingos, like 3 types of flamingos.
Sometimes there are more questions than answers. That's something I've learnt over the years.
What are you going to ask Carol this morning?
What's the weather like, Carol?
Well,
How about that? That's simple.
What a relief. Good morning, everyone.
Carol, thank you very much.
Thanks,
Pleasure.
Carol. Should we take a look at today's papers? Most leading with... We're joined now by former member of President Trump's inner circle, Anthony Scaramucci. 23 minutes past 6 is the time. The other thing we'll be waking up to is, of course, lockdown in England. Non-essential retailers and services have been forced to close from today, and that will remain so until the 2nd of December as part of the national lockdown.
The government has extended the furlough scheme until next month, which will cover most of the wages for staff unable to work, but it's going to be a tough winter for millions of businesses. Nina Warhurst has been finding out more. Yes, worth saying that a lot of people, of course, waking up to those new restrictions in England. We're speaking to Robert Buckland, who's the Justice Secretary, a little later on 7:30, obviously talking to him about how the restrictions may be enforced as well. So if you've got questions you'd like to put to him, do let us know this morning in all the usual ways.
Time now, though, to find out what's happening in terms of news, travel and weather, wherever you are this morning.
Hello, this is Breakfast with Naga Munchetty and Charlie State.
Good morning to you. It is just after 6:30. Thanks for joining us. All the latest news and sport coming up in a moment.
Now, the NHS in England returns to its highest state of alert today, amid warnings that hospitals will continue filling up with COVID patients for at least the next 2 weeks.
It means that staff can be moved around the country, while patients may be sent to other regions for treatment if the virus threatens to overwhelm local services. We can talk now to Chris
Leonard, who, as you'll know, we often speak to about how things are working in practice in the surgeries.
I think the message is, because we spoke to Chris Hobson, didn't we, from NHS providers and Dr Rosemary, is that if you have any concerns about your health, go forward, get in touch with your GP, don't be afraid of getting in touch with at the NHS. They are there to treat you. 19 minutes to 7 is the time. Mike is...
Mike, 6:45. Let's have a chat with Carol about the weather this morning. I would say, Carol, decidedly nippy overnight. Would that be fair? Carol,
Good.
thank you. See you later on. Time now, 6:48.
The US presidential election is still hanging in the balance this morning. The states of Wisconsin and Michigan have been key battlegrounds.
So let's have a look there with Professor Dan.
5 to 7 is the time. Of course, we remember the lockdown in spring. And one of the things that helped cheer us up, lift the moods, was Captain Sir Tom Moore. Of course, he raised an incredible amount of money for the NHS.
Now he's launching a new campaign to support those who feel lonely and frightened during the lockdown. And it involves walking. No surprise there, something he's rather good at.
His energy is boundless. A time to find out what's happening with the news, travel and weather wherever you are. From
Washington this morning.
A new 4-week lockdown has begun in England. People have been told to stay at home. Non-essential shops, pubs and gyms have been ordered to close.
There are strict new rules on mixing with other households too. And the police are warning there will be tough action against anyone who breaks the rules. Anna O'Neill has this report.
Of course, we'll keep you up to date with all those figures that seem to be coming through over the last few days. 12 minutes past 7 is the time. Let's talk to Carol. Carol, you saw Jessica there in Westminster. I mean, that's a lazy picture for you to present, isn't it? At least Jessica had the fog in the background, not just all over the screen.
Naga, you are incorrigible. Good morning, everybody. But it is indeed a picture from our weather watchers, and it is from snow.
The Bank of England will pump an extra £150 billion into the economy.
Time now is 12 minutes past 8. Time for us to have a chat with Carol about the weather. What's the picture, Carol? Morning.
Good.
Oh, he's satisfied now, Carol. You know how difficult that is. Thanks very much, Carol. We'll see you later for a more detailed forecast in half an hour.
So on the theme of questions and answers, we've got more now. Lots of questions from people as we go in England, of course, going into this new lockdown month starting today.
Yeah, so we're going to try to get some answers from the